star Raphael Abramovitz with Robert and the Unseen Oswald Thanksgiving Home Movies.
Back in 1962, Thanksgiving Day fell on November 22nd. It was a very special day for Robert Oswald, an ex-Marine, a man who was starting a career as a salesman with the Acme Brick Company, a man who had just bought his starter house, a man who was looking forward to his sweet piece of the great American pie.
The children and everybody seemed to have a good time. It was a typical, what I'd call a typical Thanksgiving day for any family, you know. And we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Back then, Robert Oswald was 28 years old, and the Thanksgiving dinner was in his house. And it was a very special day in more ways than one. For the first time in 12 years, the Oswald brothers were all under the same roof with their wives and their children, doing what other American families were doing on this National Thanksgiving Day.
We had a usual fine Thanksgiving turkey dinner and everything. Everybody was relaxed.
Robert's brother Lee, who had been doing some very strange things since he left the Marine Corps, was finally back home in Texas, his wild days behind him, looking like he was settling down. He had disappeared without warning to the Soviet Union, where he had met a woman by the name of Marina and with whom he had fathered a child.
When he suddenly went off to the Soviet Union, what was that?
My reaction to it is that after about a day's thought was, well, he's in essence sowing some wild oats, as wild as they might be. He's being a little bit adventurous. Young people tend to do that, you know. He's not yet 20 years old, because he joined the Marine Corps when he was 17. It was an adventure to him, you know, that he wanted to do some serious writing. He would write about his adventures. And I think he had plans to have it published. But I don't think anybody was interested in it.
What you're looking at right now was shot by Robert Oswald right after the family Thanksgiving dinner on November 22nd, 1962. At one point, Robert Oswald put the camera on a tripod and got right in the middle of the family scene. A year later, to the day, the unthinkable occurred in Dallas when President John Fitzgerald Kennedy was assassinated and Robert Oswald found himself in the middle of a relentless nightmare.
I lost a president, but before I could really come to grips with that, my brother was involved with it. I had to face that point. The death of the president became secondary in that sense. I had to establish or reach some conclusion in my mind, you know, what my position would be as far as understanding or attempting to understand what Lee was involved with. A police officer and the president killed by my brother? No way.
I want to ask you the $64,000 question. I don't know the answer to it.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay, fire.
To your mind,
yes,
from everything you know now, did he shoot the President of the United States?
It's a one-part question, and you want just an affirmative answer or a negative. And the answer is yes. Everything that I've read, that I've seen, that I've felt, it comes down to yes, that's a conclusion.